Hello everybody and welcome to another video. I've got quite an exciting project to do today, so I thought I'd bring you along with me. We are on the floor because I am hoping to get this terrarium planted up. I've had it for quite a while, since actually like before September 2022, because I bought it as a wedding. Sorry, there's a spider on my terrarium, I'll just put him down there. I bought it as a wedding decoration and I can't even remember what we did with it now. I put like fairy lights in it and stuff. And the main reason I bought it as a wedding decoration is because I knew I wanted it as a terrarium afterwards. So yeah, I've just been waiting to do it really. I did get this plant, which is an asparagus fern, which isn't actually a fern, it's obviously a part of the asparagus family if you didn't know. I've had these before and I have killed them. So I've had this since I bought it. I looked earlier, I think it was like the 12th of January or something, from Lidl. It was £3.99 and it came in a ceramic pot. So I was like, well, I'm gonna risk it. I think this is like the fourth one I've owned. I've killed quite a few of these. So I've had it in here basically since I bought it, because one, I was using it to isolate the plant, and two, I wanted to make sure that it was going to be happy in the sort of terrarium environment. It has got a cork lid which I've had on it. But yeah, I'm quite excited to do this. I do like terrariums, but I struggle with them a little bit, particularly because most of the ones I've got have got cork lids and I've had to take them all off because my dog has, I don't know why, he's obsessed with cork, so he's chewed up quite a few, so I've just taken the rest of them off. This is the only one that's actually still got it on here, and I don't know why he's not eating this one yet. I'm kind of waiting for him to. But it's in the bedroom and he's not allowed in the bedroom. He does sneak in here, but maybe that's why he hasn't taken it, so I'm going to try and keep this one on. But as you can see, it's quite big, so I've done some research, and what I plan to do is a layer of lacquer. I might do a layer of moss just to stop the substrate all falling down into the lacquer, and then a layer of substrate. And the substrate I'm going to be using is a mix that I've made myself. So it's a normal like outdoor potting mix from a garden centre, and then I've got worm castings, perlite, and quite importantly activated charcoal, because apparently that is the thing to use in terrariums. And I've just been to the garden centre, I've just got back, and I actually bought some of this as well, which, let me focus, I can't see if it has focused or not, hopefully it has, which is Selaginella, yeah, I think, I'm dyslexic, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. And this is really interesting. I've heard about it before because it's basically a, I don't know if the word is hybrid, but it's like a hybrid between moss and a plant. It's, yeah, quite interesting. And I know that it's used in terrariums quite a lot, so I thought I'd give it a go. It was only £3.49. Obviously it's a really tiny pot. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead with that. So our first job is I need to prune this asparagus fern. Let's see if I can get it out of here. Oh, you know what? Oh my god. Oh no, okay. That's not good. So I've just tried to pull that out and the pot didn't fit and it's fallen off. Anyway, I mean, it needed to come out of the pot anyway, so it's not the end of the world. But what I was going to say, as I lifted it up, I just saw that the roots were actually coming out the bottom, which is really good because it means it's happy. There we go, I've got that out. But I do just need to do a bit of pruning because it has gone a little bit yellow, which isn't ideal. And you know what, I also want to split it because I think it's quite big to go in here. I mean, I know it's quite a big terrarium, but I'm having trouble with the light. Hang on, hopefully I'll be able to fix it in editing. Sorry, it's really weird today. The sun is out and then 2 seconds later it's come over all grey and raining, so I'm going to struggle with the light. Hopefully that'll be okay. Yeah, what was I saying? So it's gone a bit yellow, so I need to prune that off, and I'd quite like to, you can separate these quite easily. So I think I'm going to do that and just have some smaller bits in there. Oh, and the other thing that I completely forgot to mention was I have got a whole load of moss. That's probably quite a small bit. And I've got, this is all rescued from, if you've seen my other, I can't remember, I said it in a recent video, that my husband's a forester, and quite a lot of the time there's a lot of moss and things like that on the trees, which will literally just, it will just die because the trees are going for processing for anaerobic digestion. So he quite often does try and pull bits off for me because he knows I'm slightly obsessed with moss. This bit I just thought was really, really pretty. So I've got that first little piece I showed you, I've got that piece. I don't know if I'm going to need all of it actually because this bit's even bigger. And I should have, oops, hello. I should have been, so I've got another little bit there. And then I have this big kind of sheet of it here. What I was supposed to do before I did this terrarium was acclimatise it to inside, and I haven't. So I'm hoping that it's going to be okay. But if not, it was going to die anyway, so I can always just take it out and redo the moss. Oh, there's a bug. This is the other reason I probably should have put it inside for a bit to get all the, I mean, I don't really mind, although this one looks a bit scary. I'm just going to put him outside, just give me 1 second. Okay, that bug's gone. So I think, well, first of all I need to get the soil out of the terrarium that I've just dropped in there when I accidentally, I don't know if you can see, and I accidentally took the fern out of the pot in there. That'll do. I might actually need to take this jumper off because it's my husband's and I don't think he's going to be particularly impressed if I get soil all over it, so I will just quickly do that. Okay, so I think first I will just take most of the soil off of this. It's actually not a bad soil. I don't normally like the mix that things come in from shops. But this isn't too bad. You can see it's got some perlite in it. I would personally make it slightly grittier, with more drainage, but it's not too bad. So I'm just gonna, I'm not worried about getting every bit off at all. I might actually even reuse some of this in with my mix in the terrarium. And then, yeah, this plant is really easy to split, so there's literally a bit coming off already. So there's one piece. I think if I just separate it up and then I will decide, like this really big piece is really nice, but I will probably just use it in something else. Maybe even try and plant it up on its own. And then I'll give these a prune in a second. Because yeah, it's gone a bit funky on the inside there, which it's probably down to airflow because obviously it's been in the terrarium. Oh, it's a bit stuck. Come on. Okay, that bit's come off. Okay. Actually, I was going to chop these off, but I don't know whether it would be better just to pull the whole... I don't know if they'll re-sprout, whether if I just chop them, whether they'll re-sprout, so I'm not sure. I don't think so, like that one. I don't know. I mean, these ones are probably, if I separate sort of like the unhealthiest bits out, and then I can try and rehab those separately. So this bit looks quite healthy, apart from that very, oh, that's probably made it worse, probably better against my dark top, this bit. So I'll just cut that off. And the bottom of that stem is actually healthy, so I think I'll leave that on and just, oops, see what happens. So there's one bit. Those two aren't very healthy. This is a tiny weeny bit, which is actually, is it going? Yeah, it's going a little bit yellow, so I'll leave that one out. This bit looks good apart from these bits here, so I'm just going to chop them off. But other than that, that bit looks pretty healthy. That bit again is going a little bit yellow. Same with this, let's just cut that. But that's pretty healthy and it's actually got some new growth on it, so. Okay, so this is the bit with the longer frond, I guess. So I'm not going to put that in the terrarium, but other than that it's healthy. And then last bit, this bit, oh, it's completely stuck. These actually have like barbs on them, I'm pretty sure. I know other types of asparagus fern have barbs, I'm pretty sure these do. So you can like put your, yeah they do, I can see one there. So if it's like a whole plant, and you've got it there and you put your hand in it, it would be absolutely fine. But then when you went to pull your hand out, they can get you. They're not like huge or anything, but they can scratch you a little bit. So that's something just to be a bit wary of. That's not the healthiest, so I'll leave it there. That's almost like a single one, but very healthy. So those are all the healthier ones. I'm going to put these ones to one side. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just a little bit, they're not as healthy as the other ones, and I want to give this terrarium the best start I can. So I'm going to just put them to one side and sort them out after this. Okay, so I think if I start with the leckables, which, by the way, the lecker that I'm going to use is all pre-rinsed, sorry. So, which you should do because otherwise it's quite dusty. I'm really sorry if you can hear the rain. Oh, it's hail, that's why it's so loud. It will stop in a minute. But this is going to be loud anyway, so maybe I will just cut this out in editing. So that's the drainage layer. Now I'm just going to put a layer of sphagnum moss just to try and stop all of the substrate falling straight through. I'm not going to pull it right to the edges because I don't actually want to be able to see the sphagnum, and that is just completely an aesthetic, I can never say that word, a looks thing, an aesthetic, I don't know how to say it, you know what I mean. I really like this terrarium because my arm fits inside, which makes it so much easier. I'm not a very patient person, so not being able to, like, doing it with the tweezers and stuff, I think would just really irritate me. Maybe if I get into them a bit more, I might have slightly more patience, but yeah, I like to be able to just get in there and do what I want to do rather than fiddling about so much. Well, you can actually see a bit of the moss, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so next I'm going to put a layer of soil. This has got some lecker in it, just because it's in my soil mix, but I think that should be fine. And I think I'm gonna kind of angle the soil, so I'm gonna have a bit of a difference in height so you can see. So you can see it a bit better. So I think I'll have the back slightly higher. So I'm just gonna build that up. It's really hard to see what you're doing actually. I build the back up a bit more. Okay, I think I'm happier with that. Slightly steeper angle. So now I just need to figure out which plants I'm going to put in. So one like this, and also how much I'm going to put in. I'm not really sure. So if that went kind of like at the, should I put it like right in the middle so it's got the most height? I don't think I want to put it at the, or should I put it at the bottom? I don't know, I've never really done this before. So I do have some other ferns here and I wasn't sure whether to use them or not, but I think I might. Again, I haven't acclimated them, which I definitely should have done. So they may not appreciate being put in a terrarium. I've got this, it's quite dirty, I haven't cleaned it yet. This was growing in our soakaway. We took the cover off because it wasn't draining very well. And it was just growing in there. There was a couple of them, so I pulled them out. So I might put that in. I'm gonna have to give it a really good clean off. And I do have this as well. So maybe I'll pop that in. Should I put the three of them in there? That might be okay. I'm gonna go and give them a really good rinse because they are really dirty. Okay, so I've given them a really good rinse. This one I'm not 100% sure is going to live because I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but it's kind of a funny colour. It's like a really dark green, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna put it in and hope for the best. And then this one actually does look slightly more healthy. So hopefully they're going to be fine. So I just need to decide where I'm going to situate them. Okay, so I'm not 100% where I got to. I just had some visitors and had to abandon my terrarium for a second. So yeah, I just need to figure out where I'm going to situate them. I think I'll just kind of play around with it for a bit first before I start actually planting them. Because I've also got the Selaginella to go in as well. Maybe I'll put that nearer the front. That went kind of there. And then this tiny one, I'm not holding out a heck of a lot of hope for this one, so I might just put that down the bottom. Maybe I will put that one a bit higher up. Yeah, and then if the Selaginella, I don't know whether to use all of this in here. I'm just getting rid of some of the soil and loosening up the roots a tiny bit. And I think if that one goes kind of at the front, what does that look like? I think that's good actually. I think I quite like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. Right, so if I do the kind of start at the bottom, I think I'm going to have to basically just kind of dig a bit of a hole. And then I might end up putting a bit more compost around it. But then again, I don't know, because obviously the moss is going to be there. Okay, if I just leave it like that for now, take that out because I think I'm going to damage it. The root systems on these aren't very big, so I'm literally just going to kind of poke them in. Oops. Try and get them upright. Okay, I think I might, I don't know if I need more soil or not. I think that should be okay. I might just try and put some of the moss around the front of here before I put that asparagus fern in, just because I think I'm going to damage it. So if I can fill in sort of around the Selaginella first. So if I just show you what I'm doing, because oops, this is very messy right now, but the moss is here. What is this? Right, this is the one I'm using. Okay, put that in there so I don't get them mixed up. So I've got this big sheet, which if I kind of start with the smaller bit, so I had a very small bit which I've completely lost. Oh, there it is. There's two smaller bits, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to kind of break it into smaller pieces, but I need to do things like pull there's all bits of ivy and things, obviously, because it's from outside. Just bits of stuff that needs to come out. So I'm just going to do that. There's actually, are there a few different types? Oh look, an acorn as well. Try and pull that out. Actually, you know what, the moss is just really growing on that, so I'm probably just going to leave it. Some twigs and things. So that might be a bit big actually, but we'll see how we get on. Oh, there's a worm. I might actually leave him in there. Don't really see why not. Although, is it dead? No idea. I don't know if you can see it. It's not moving. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, cool. He can stay. Right, so that's that. Oh, I think that's that spider that I removed from the... Oh, he's done... Oh, there he is. Tiny little spider. He's more than welcome to stay here and eat some bugs. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna go with that to start with. I might even need to break some of those into smaller pieces. To get them around. But we will see. Okay. Gonna need to rearrange. Okay. Yeah, that is quite big actually, isn't it? It's really lovely and green and healthy looking, so I'm hoping it's going to stay that way. yeah, I'm definitely just going to need to break it up a little bit, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. It should grow just the same. I'm just kind of really pushing it down as much as I can. This is such nice moss. I can't get over how green and luscious it is. I am hoping so much that this stays like this. I'm just wondering, I was going to put the asparagus fern slightly off-centered, but actually I'm wondering whether I kind of put it in the middle. I'm just going to try and get a bit of moss in behind this fern here, and then I'll get the asparagus fern in. A tiny bit on the outside there. Oh, it's raining really hard again. I'm hoping you can't hear that. Yeah, so now I'm going to just try and pop this one in. I think about there, so kind of in the middle. I'm gonna have to dig a bit of a hole for this one because the roots are slightly bigger. There we go. I think that's looking alright. And then I have just got soil all over the moss, which is slightly irritating. But anyway, I'm just wondering whether to put some more soil around that. Actually, I think I might, because it's not kind of sloping quite as much as I wanted it to. So I'm just going to try and carefully... Oh, I'm not going to be able to, am I? Because I'm going to have to tip this up. So I can get my hand in. Oh, you know what? I could use the top pot from the Janella and try and place this kind of exactly where I want it to go. Go a little bit more. Okay, that's just lifted that up slightly more, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in with more moss. I've got quite a big chunk here, so I don't know if that's gonna go. It should do, it should go in there. Okay, and then on this side, and then I'm just going to try and get some behind the asparagus fern as well. Okay, so I have finished the terrarium. I'm sorry if I had to kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do in editing, but it's hailing so hard, the audio is probably gonna, a lot of it's not going to be usable, so apologies about that, but I have finished it. I'm trying to work out how to show you it. It's really difficult to see, obviously through the glass, but hopefully you can get a bit of an idea what it's looking like. So I've got, it's quite heavy, I've got one fern there, I've got the one here I'm not too sure about, I think that one might die. And then I've got my asparagus fern right at the back, and then the Selaginella right at the front there, and then obviously all of the moss. I will try and get some footage from the top. But yeah, thank you for coming along with me just for this little quick project. I'll keep you updated. I'm really hoping that it's going to do well. I've wanted to do this project for such a long time, so hopefully everything grows well in there. But yeah, that is all finished, and actually you can see the height difference is quite good, and then that asparagus fern's still got quite a bit of height before it reaches the top, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out, considering I haven't really made any terrariums like this before. Yeah, and I think the drainage, I think I've done enough in there. You can see the lacquer, can you see? Yeah, there's quite a good layer of drainage, so if anybody knows slightly more about terrariums and has any tips for me, then please do leave them in the comments below, because I'd love to read them. I am planning on doing a few more, so I think definitely one of the things I could have done was get these plants acclimating to being inside. So obviously the asparagus fern I've acclimated, which was fine, but the moss and the two other ferns were all outside, so I think probably I should have acclimated them. But we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully it's going to be okay. But yeah, thank you so much for coming along with me. If you enjoyed the video, then please do give me a thumbs up down below. And if you would like to see more of my content, then please do hit that subscribe button. It would be much appreciated. That's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.